How much thought do you give to the setting of individual combat encounters in your D&D campaign? If you're like me, probably not enough. We're going to tackle that issue today on Short Rest Studios. Hey there, adventurers. Welcome back to Short Rest Studios. My name is Judd. Today we're continuing with part 2 of our series, Epic Encounters Mastering Unforgettable D&D Combat. Today, we're going to look at great locations and the importance they play in your encounters. Too many times our encounters just take place on a blank battle mat and we're struggling to keep up with everything, and it's just really a bland slog fest. But coming up with a great location with dynamic terrain and environments can add excitement, can add uncertainty, can add fear, all things that make those encounters unforgettable. So today we're going to talk about 3 facets of the environment that can make or break your encounter. And the first one is distinctive terrain. Interesting terrain can add a whole other element of enjoyment and even intrigue and challenge to your combat encounters. Diverse terrain can influence the flow of the combat and determine what kind of creatures your players will be facing in that encounter. So be creative with your terrain. Are there cliffs that stretch into the clouds? Is there a fortress floating on the surface of the ocean? Is there a spindly rope bridge stretching across the maw of a canyon? Are there hidden passages in that haunted castle? Putting this kind of creative thought into your terrain can force your players to adjust their tactics, but not just force it. It can give them opportunities to be creative and try new things in storytelling and in combat, and it gives you, the DM, the same opportunities. The second facet of the environment that can have an impact on your encounter is environmental hazards. These can add a whole other level of challenge through difficult terrain or just introducing more dangers to the players as they enter into a combat situation. We're talking about things like lava pits, falling debris, walls weakened by a long ago earthquake, poisonous gases, those kind of things that can add another element of danger to the situation. It adds a sense of urgency when you know that something bad can happen to you really easily, even if the bad guys don't get you, and that keeps your players on their toes. Adventurers, we're building a great community here, and I would really love to continue to see it grow. So if you would do me a huge favor and hit that like button, I would so appreciate it. That does help this video get out to a broader audience. You can also hit the subscribe button so you can keep up with what's happening on Short Rest Studios. And don't forget to head over to my shop and purchase one of these Crit Outta Luck t-shirts. And now on to the third facet of the environment that impacts your encounters. Interactive objects. Scatter stuff that your players can do things with all over the battlefield. Are you in a dungeon? What's in the room? Is there furniture, debris? Is there an old water pump that draws water up from a deep down underground spring? Put all kinds of things in there that your players can use to affect what's happening that are just part of the environment. You could be even more creative, dare I say a little crazy with it, and throw in some things like exploding barrels or collapsing pillars or a magic statue that shouts insults at your PCs through the whole encounter. And when you add these elements, you want to make sure, especially if you've got a new group of players, but really anytime, it never hurts to remind folks of things like this. Encourage them to make use of the environment to achieve their goals or to impact their enemies. And creative things, fun things will happen. Thank you again for joining me on Short Rest Studios. Please remember to hit that like button so other people will get to see this video. Hit the subscribe button so you get to see the next one. And buy one of those Crit Outta Luck t-shirts. It's really going to help me out and support this channel. And I will see you next time for part 3 of Epic Encounters Mastering Unforgettable D&D Combat on Short Rest Studios.